everybody. Abby Normal here. I'm going to work with my spirit guides and we're going to share a message about love today, okay? I see a human heart. Actually, it's purple. What is like the shape of a heart? Not like a human heart, but it's some resembling human heart. And then there is sort of a black outline, a thick black outline around it. It looks two-dimensional. Looks like it's sort of on a page, like a painting. Here's a purple heart, and then we'll just black, a really thick black around the heart. But now it's becoming dimensional as though it is actually a hallway made in a heart shape. So it's being expanded. I can actually go into it. What do you think you'll find in the human heart? Do you think you'll find love in the human heart? Do you think you'll find acceptance? Do you think you will find judgment? Do you think you will find sorrow? Do you think you will find anger? Are feelings superficial or do they have depth? What is sorrow if it is superficial? What is sorrow when it has true depth? They're asking me, what is superficial sorrow? What is two-dimensional sorrow? What is sorrow that is at the surface level of what sorrow can be? They're asking me this question. They're asking you this question. They want you to think about, contemplate this for a moment. What do you think is the difference between sorrow that is superficial and sorrow that is deep? Do you think sorrow could ever be superficial? Do you think the only types of sorrow are really truly deep sorrows? How about somebody who has they're showing me a specific celebrity who has a lot of money. They're often in sorrow, talking about I'm not here to talk about celebrities, so this is an awkward conversation for me. Their sorrows, their relationship with sorrow is a relationship with a superficial face forward. They're in magazines a lot. They're obsessed with their appearance. They're on reality TV shows. There's a big family of them. We can't love them unless they are beautiful. But maybe they can't love themselves unless they are beautiful. How deep is that sorrow? On one level, it feels very superficial. It feels very thin. Why don't you come live here in the backwoods? We don't have a lot. We're eating beans for dinner. We don't have the riches and ability to have plastic surgeries and hair implants and face reconstructions and breast implants and all these things to make us perfect. But yet we seem to know something about real life. Spirit says, what's really the difference though? What really is the difference? If you're a celebrity who has a lot of money, and your life is based on your appearance, is that superficial? Is there depth to that? It's an experience, isn't it? You're poor, you live in the back hills, you're quite removed from the everyday life. You kind of are weird in that way. People would see you strange or back hills. They would call you that even. Is there something superficial about that life, or is there depth to that life? Perhaps you're a average Joe. You live in a city, you work at a corporation like thousands of other people. You go to work at the same hours, and you leave work at the same hours, and you deal with the same traffic as everybody else. This is their sorrow. They're talking about sorrow here. The celebrity sorrow, the back hills poor person's sorrow, the average middleman's sorrow, going to work every day like everybody else and never feeling real joy and satisfaction. Is this sorrow superficial? Does this sorrow have depth? They ask you, do you know somebody who is happy? What is superficial happiness versus what is happiness that has depth? They want you to think of somebody you know that is really happy. We're talking about human hearts here. Aren't human hearts valuable? Don't human hearts matter? Aren't celebrities human beings? Rich people are human beings. Poor people are human beings. Middle class people are human beings. Where are the happy human beings? Where are the happy human beings? It doesn't matter if you have money or no money at all. Where are the happy human beings? Why can't human beings find happiness? Why do they struggle so much? Why do they identify things as not as important as their life experience, or they don't get it, or they don't understand? There's just a very long pause right now. What do you think about this conversation? What do you think about it? What do you think about celebrities and celebrity type problems? Do they feel like they're superficial in comparison to your real life problems, having to work a real job and deal with financial struggle? Maybe you just don't have a lot of money. Maybe your family has a history of alcoholism and abuse, and nobody can really get out of the back hills. I don't know what this is, but they keep showing me what is like kind of like a hillbilly type family, and their mentality, their thinking range is very much so aligned with what would be like a hillbilly. They're not really, but there's something beautiful in that that twist, that strange, different state of identity that is far removed from the public eye, from the real world. What is the real world? If you take away the faces, the money, the identities, the places where we live, the colors of our skin, if you take away all the details, and all that is left is a human heart, what do you think matters? What do you think this is about? What do you think that life on earth is about? Do you think human hearts matter? Do you think human hearts are superficial or deep? You think nobody will ever truly understand? What do you truly understand? We're back to a two-dimensional flat picture of a purple heart with black around it. Why don't we hang this on our wall and see what people think? Sometimes a picture is ignored. Nobody really notices it. Sometimes people say, it's interesting artwork. Some people say, What does this mean? It's a heart. It's black around it. One thing people don't really take notice of is that it's beautiful. Of all the impressions of it, none of them say that it's beautiful. Most of the impressions say that it's ugly. The picture itself starts to feel ugly because nobody takes the time to say that it is beautiful. So the picture itself starts to feel ugly. It starts to feel like it is burning inside. It is a human heart as burning inside. It is ugly. It is not worthy. It is not good enough to be beautiful, to have people's attention. I wish I could just die. Nobody will remove me from this wall. Maybe I can remove myself. The picture tries to wiggle itself off of the wall and it feels like it can't accomplish it. It is stuck. It is forced. It must remain there. It is not choosing this for itself. It wants to die. It wants its life to be over. The picture is starting to get smaller and smaller. It's getting so small it doesn't want people to see it. It doesn't want to interact with people. It is withdrawing from the world itself. It is still there. It is still visible, but now it is getting so small. It wants to be invisible from the world. It wants to be fully removed. Nobody will end my life. Nobody will take me off the wall and throw me away. Nobody will throw me in a dumpster, burn me. Nobody will destroy me. And I can't even destroy myself. How am I supposed to live like this? The spirit realm asks the picture, do you know who you are? Do you know why you were created? The picture cries. The picture doesn't understand itself. The picture only knows that it is ugly and not worthy. There is a spiritual essence that comes, it takes the painting off the wall and holds it against its own heart, so the painting can know what real love is. The reality is the painting was never picked up off of the wall. It was only an invisible experience. So did it really happen? Did it happen? Is the spirit realm ever actually hold you against its heart and share love with you when you feel so small and confused? Or is it so invisible it's not actually real, it doesn't actually happen? The picture has gone through so many states of mind. It starts to accept that it is here. It starts to accept its place on the wall. It starts to accept that it is different. It starts to accept that being different doesn't always get all the right attention, but that's okay. Maybe they haven't learned about love yet. Maybe they haven't learned how to appreciate a picture that is different and strange. Maybe they will one day. Maybe I have to be the one that loves myself if nobody else can love me. Maybe I have to just be the one to love myself. The picture starts to grow bigger and bigger. It starts to identify itself as more than just a picture, as meaning, as worth, as value, the value that people are not taking the time to see. And now it feels strong in that essence. It doesn't care that people aren't noticing. It starts to acknowledge that it is the reflection that people can't see within themselves. So therefore it will be that reflection loud and clear for those people. If one day they start to see, then they start to see. But the picture does not care about that one day. The picture just chooses to be that which it is. It chooses to love itself for being different. It starts to grow arms and legs. It starts to pick itself up off of the wall. It even finds itself moving around this apartment. It is strong within itself. It is turning into a black heart, literally a heart shape with dimension like a body, but it's a heart and it has black like arms. It's kind of like a cartoon. It's got arms and legs walking around. Nobody notices it still. It's black. The heart is black. Spirit wants me to notice something different here. The people are not noticing it, they are ignoring it. They notice it. The people are noticing it so much they find themselves quivering and overwhelmed. They want that heart to get away from them. They want that heart to leave them alone. They want that heart to get out of their sight, out of their vision. They want nothing to do with that heart. That heart overwhelms them. That heart makes them think differently about themselves. That heart makes them see themselves in the mirror differently. That heart challenges them. That heart makes them vulnerable inside in ways that they can't even deal with themselves. Now they are cracking and breaking on the inside like a mirror that just got busted. Now their mirror is breaking and falling apart, and they themselves are screaming and falling apart inside because of one heart that chose to be different and chose to be strong in its own version of difference, to accept and love itself if nobody else could. Then it would be the one thing that it would love itself, that it would love it, and it will love itself with all its heart. If nobody else can love me, I will love me. Now it is becoming so strong, it is overwhelming people to start to love something that is different than themselves. And they're scared inside. They're overwhelmed inside. They have to make choices to be different themselves if they will accept this heart into their own hearts. When we accept others into our own hearts, it can be hard when we don't like other people and we don't want to accept them, want to love them. It's called change. It's called something different. I see a world of people pointing fingers all over the place. People don't like celebrities because they have all the money, and their greatest problems are how good they look. But celebrities have other challenges too. Middle class people have challenges. Poor people have challenges. Back hills people have challenges. Celebrities have challenges. Why not acknowledge we're all human beings with challenges, and the one challenge we all have is figuring out how to love each other, because we still haven't figured out yet how to love ourselves. But this ugly painting has found a way to love itself, and now to become strong in that love. So how come you haven't found a way to pull yourself off of the wall and walk around with your strong heart and start showing people how beautiful you are? True love, the voice of true love, it's a voice that teaches us about ourselves, about creation, makes us vulnerable to love others, makes us vulnerable to love ourselves. When we can find a way to allow ourselves to feel love and acceptance and appreciation for all, now the balance changes. It's a complicated message, but it's a simple message too. Picture is worth 1,000 words, so I'm going to let you decide what this picture means to you. It's the message Spirit wants to share. So, I hope you found this message enlightening and meaningful. Thank you for watching my video. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, please visit my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching my video, and I wish you a wonderful day.